Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new, my name is Lee, aka Rollin Thunder, and today we're doing some old-fashioned motovlogging. So if that's interest to you and you'd like to know more, sit back, relax, grab yourselves a cup of tea, and without further ado, let us get into the video. So ladies and gentlemen, how are we all doing? I hope you're doing well. And as the title of the video suggests, we are going to be discussing various bits and pieces and doing some old school vloggage. Now, I figured now would be a good time as you join me riding to work on a miserable Saturday morning. And we are literally a couple of days away from Christmas, so Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas. If you don't, I apologise. But anyway, I digress and we shall move on. I will also apologise that if the camera looks like it's a bit on the wonky side, it's because I am wearing a super tall collared waterproof over jacket. So my helmet camera angle may be slightly dubious, so I do apologise for that, and I will try and sort it out in the near future. Now, a little bit of a recap on 2024. It's been an okay year for me. You know, it's not been the most earth-shattering or the most exciting of years. I am still dealing with sciatica. I'm still coming to terms with the death of my mum. On the flip side, work hasn't been too bad in terms of overall productivity and, you know, general fuckhousery, as they call it. In terms of the bikes, both the R1 and the Duke are both running very nicely. Excuse me. I am hoping to get the Duke back on the road in 2025 so you guys can enjoy its gorgeous lines and engine noise. But what do we have planned for 2025? Hopefully a lot of parts installs for the R1, because there are a few things that I'm looking to get in the new year. Namely things like a quick shifter, some aftermarket fairings and some other blingy bits. So hopefully that'll be coming soon to the channel and you guys can follow along as I install it and make an absolute arse of myself. I'm also looking at doing a couple of track days in 2025 as well. They'll all be at Brands Hatch, most likely on the Indy circuit, because my memory ain't good enough to do the GP circuit just yet. I've had a couple of new products coming at my work which are somewhat interesting, which I won't go into detail over now because I haven't even had a chance to try them on properly. But as soon as I do, I will let you guys know my thoughts, feelings and feedback. What I can tell you is that it's a Gore-Tex set, top and bottoms, jacket and trousers, made by a company called Risha. And it is a specific collaboration between Risha and my work, which is J&S Accessories. And speaking of my work, we have had two new starters start working with us over the last couple of weeks. We have a young Italian fella called Alessio, and we have an equally young lady called Danny. Now, both of them have been working with us for a couple of weeks, as I said, and they are both very good at their jobs. Alessio is more than happy to get stuck in and talking to customers and getting conversations going and stuff like that, which is amazing to see. And Danny, likewise, also isn't afraid of getting stuck in and dealing with customers and helping people out and giving them the experience of their knowledge in terms of products, gear and stuff like that, and all that good stuff. In terms of motorcycles, Alessio rides a Chinese 125 enduro looking bike. If I remember rightly, he said that it's loosely based on the Yamaha YR125, I think he said, or YB125, whatever their 125 enduro bike looks like. Danny, however, bless her, and I'm quite impressed by this, I'll be honest, she rides a Yamaha XSR 900. And when I say that this particular bike deserves the chef's kiss, it really does. So Danny, if you ever watch this video, mwah, your bike is gorgeous. And on that note, I'm hoping, if she'll allow me, and if the weather isn't too shitty in the new year, to actually have a go on that XSR 900. So again, Danny, if you ever watch this video, please let me have a go. And if I do get to have a go, I will be bringing you guys along for the ride so you can see and hear and encounter my first impressions of the XSR 900, because I've ridden a few Yamahas in my time, including this Big Bang. I've ridden 3. I've also ridden a pretty Big Bang R1, and I've ridden an MT10, as you guys know. Link in the card above if you haven't seen that video. I would love to see what all the hype is about with this CP3 motor, because I know it's the CP3, it's in the MT09, it's in the XSR 900, it's in the XSR 900 GP, it's in the Tracer 9, and it's in the new R9. Obviously, all different platforms are tweaked slightly differently. But I would just like to know what the hype is about with the CP3 motor, because everyone keeps raving about it like it's the best thing since sliced bread. But, you know, I'm intrigued to know what it's actually all about. But anyway, continuing on with 2025, I am going to be looking at getting the R1's suspension either revamped, refreshed or replaced to either match my riding style or my weight, or hopefully both. But we'll see how that goes in the new year. And I'm hopefully going to be getting that done through Rob at RP Corsa, or RP Course as he calls himself. So Rob, if you see this, I'll be hitting you up very soon, brother. Also, if I haven't already mentioned it, 2024 saw the arrival of my mate Dale, aka Throttle King, aka Throttle Freak. He welcomed a baby girl into the world this year. What else has been going on in 2024 that I need to let you guys know about? Oh yeah, I bought some STP clip-ons before my track day that I did in August, and I fucked them up. Yep. Have a giggle amongst yourselves. I managed to fuck up installing a set of bars. So I haven't installed them, and I've gone back to my OG stuff. What else has been going on? I've had a couple of issues with the Hell products that I bought recently. For example, my master cylinder, no matter what I did to it after the track day I did in August, I would constantly have air in the lines. It wouldn't be firm enough pull on the lever. It wasn't biting, the calipers weren't biting hard on the discs. And no matter what I did, I bled them and bled them and bled them. I bled the master cylinder about 15 times. But thankfully, and I'm very, very relieved by this, that as I've developed quite a good relationship with the product development guy at Hell, a gent called Steve. You may have heard me mention his name before from watching a video by a guy who I follow on YouTube called Stone Automotive. He mentioned Steve when he bought his Hell calipers for his R1M. So I thought, fuck it, I'll buy a set for my R1 as well, which I did. And yeah, thanks to Steve and a lot of backwards and forwards, emails, phone calls and so on, he explained to me the best way to install the calipers and how best to run them and so on. I did have the Hell calipers on the bike for a little while, but due to a little bit of my own stupidity, I ended up having to take the calipers off the bike and putting the OEM ones back on, for the simple fact that I managed to round off one of the bolts that holds one of the brake pads in. So that's no fault of Hell, that's all on me, but that's all squared away now. I've got new pads, I've got new discs, I've got new pads in the new calipers, and they're ready to go on in the new year. I've also recently invested in yet another tub of Vulcanet wipes, and if you guys know from a long time ago, I've been an avid user and an avid promoter of Vulcanet wipes, as they are bloody amazing. They're probably one of the only waterless solutions that I know of that, as long as the cloth stays wet, they still clean. And if you guys remember, a long, bloody long time ago, I did a video on the Vulcanet wipes on how good they are. And they are amazing. They really, really are. If I remember rightly, I put that video in my product review section of the channel. So if you haven't seen that, make sure to go check it out. The Vulcanet wipes, again, they deserve a chef's kiss, because they work amazingly well. completely forgot about what speed I was doing then. Because everywhere these days is 20 mile an hour, which is fucking ridiculous. But anyway, moving into 2025, I'm hoping to bring you guys more content. Literally, I want to try and do at least once a week videos, maybe even twice a week if I've got the content to use. Because let's face it, not everyone wants to see a 40-year-old man wobbling around on an R1, going to and from work, talking absolute horseshit, which I've been known to do on numerous occasions. Fucking hell, another ambulance. Oh, it's not an ambulance. Yes, it is. Ladies and gentlemen, there's an ambulance coming towards me. What a tune. You got dancing to that. I'm sorry, my beatboxing is terrible. What a strange world we live in these days. Yeah, it's not the weather fucking about, it's people. It's not people, it's politicians. Because let's face it, politicians aren't people. And if it's not politicians, it's everything else in between. On another good note, ladies and gentlemen, I had my insurance renewal come through the other day, and my insurance has gone from £663 a year to £613 a year. So thanks to being a good boy and not getting any points or fines or having any accidents over the last year, my insurance has dropped by £50. Now you're probably going to say, Lee, 50 quid isn't a lot in terms of money you're saving. And I'd be like, yes, you are right. 50 quid isn't a huge amount in the grand scheme of things. But that 50 quid equates to 2, maybe 2.5 tanks of petrol for me. Because the R1 is a thirsty girl. Also moving into 2025. Alongside getting the suspension done and a quick shifter and other random bits and pieces I want to get for her, I'm hoping to try and book the R1 in with Steve Jordan or HM Racing or someone to have a dyno run done and have the power delivery smoothed out on the bike. And I know people are going to say, Lee, why are you mucking about with a bike where it doesn't need touching, yada yada yada. And normally you'd be right, but I want a bit more performance out of the R1. I'd like to have a bit more smoother throttle response. I'd also like a bit more power. Well, power delivery, should I say. Not necessarily power, because she's got power in bucket loads. But I would just like the actual power delivery to be a bit more linear. You know, I'd like to be able to do, you know, again, this is me blowing my own trumpet and being slightly vain. I'd love to be able to pull a, you know, power wheelie on the odd occasion. Fuck me, she didn't give us so much space, did she? You know, the odd power wheelie would be lovely. And don't get me wrong, I'm not no stunt rider, nor am I going to profess to be a stunt rider. And at 40 years old, I don't bounce as well as I used to. The mind is willing, but the body not so much. Likewise, riding in this fucking weather, my eyesight and my eyeballs are getting absolutely peppered by rain. And I'm not even riding that quick, I'll be honest. What am I doing? 27 to 30. It's the one thing about having to ride with the visor open. Not being able to fucking see. What a shitty day to be riding. But unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I gotta do. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as I get absolutely peppered by this bus in front of me, I would like to wish you one and all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Roll on 2025, and hopefully it's a better year for everyone concerned. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have been awesome. I have been Lee, aka Rollin Thunder. So look after yourselves, look after each other, stay safe on the road, be aware of COVID-19, have a good Christmas and a New Year. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you have been awesome. I have been Lee, aka Rollin Thunder. Adios.